If I was to tell you, and this is what our data shows, and I've actually got a graph of this in the book, thanks to you. Thank you for letting me use this. But if I was to tell you that CrowdStreet is, obviously you're not surprised, is growing faster than the crowdfunding market overall, which you are, would that surprise you?
It actually wouldn't, because we've been seeing it every day, every week, every month. And again, we saw it, especially coming out of 2020, when I think many were very quiet and we were very loud in terms of what we were able to accomplish and the caliber of the sponsors. It starts with, and let me say, it always starts with the caliber of the sponsors and the caliber of the deals, right? A marketplace has to have good product on the shelves. Right. I mean, ultimately, if you have discerning consumers, which we do, I mean, these are savvy, sophisticated investors, to your point earlier, that are saying, how do I, for my family, for my personal reasons, invest in real estate? And I want to invest in really high quality real estate. So, you know, we've seen it because we saw the caliber of the sponsors and the deals continue to expand and grow. We have different tiers for sponsors, you know, emerging, seasoned, tenured, and enterprise. We've seen the percentage of tenured and enterprise sponsors becomes over 60%, whereas 3 years ago, it was only less than 20%. So that is an indicator to us of what is possible and how it's growing. And then again, the data doesn't lie in terms of, you know, we exited last year at about 640 million of invested capital. This year will be over $1 billion, and we've already exceeding 2 billion of total lifetime to date. So
it's just unbelievable. So let's wrap up with another prediction. You're going to have to let me ask you that. You and I did talk about this exactly 4 years ago when you were at 200 million of equity raised. Now you are at 2 billion, pretty close to of equity raised in 4 years. Mind-blowing, 10x growth. Where is CrowdStreet going to be? Where is crowdfunding going to be in the real estate industry in the next 4 years, do you think?
Yeah, I think this is where it gets really exciting, right? Because we're past the stage of prove it to me, right? Or past the stage of show me that it really is substantial, right? Because it's one thing to raise, you know, 3 or 5 or $7 million. But when you're raising 10, 15, or $25 million equity, then it's significant. Now we're in the phase, and we're seeing it already, where, and I'll jump over to the demand side, because I think the sponsors are now, many enterprise sponsors are seeing that this needs to be a part of their capital formation. We're now seeing the demand side start to take off. We're seeing consumers who now understand this. And we're starting to see advisors and the financial community that is also leaning into this. And we know that they control billions, if not trillions of dollars of capital formation, right? And so we knew that the channel, the registered investment advisors, the wealth advisors, those that help clients are now going to open up and recognize that they need to make this a part of their offering. So my prediction is over the next 4 years, I mean, that 10x, that is going to continue. And we are nowhere, you know, close to slowing down. I mean, it is going to expand significantly to the point where, like as I mentioned earlier, I would expect that in an annualized way, that the online crowdfunding is at least 20 to 30% of the total equity in this industry within the next 5 years.
Absolutely fascinating. Well, I can tell you that it is 25% of private equity capital that's raised at the moment, including Reg A plus, CF, which is very minor still, and Reg D. It's already 25%. Is that incredible?
That is great.
Zero in just a few years. Steen, co-founder and CEO of CrowdStreet, the industry leader. Thank you so much for joining me to talk about my book.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me today.